Boop, it's your boy Lanza from Lanza News TV. Guys, do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Do remember to hit that notification bell. So the next video drop, you're the first to be notified. Guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Guys, I know it's been a while, but I have to take time out to make this video for you to know what's going on and what can happen to you whenever you leave the United States of America. So guys, all right. How long can you stay outside of the United States of America, guys? Okay, so first, a green card holder can stay outside the United States of America for up to 1 year without risking their permanent resident status. But for longer, absent or re-entry permit form. So you gotta get, if you're gonna stay longer than the 1 year, you should apply for a re-entry permit, and that's when you go on the USCIS website. And when you go on that one, you look for form I-131. You understand? That's what you're going to need to enter the United States, to re-enter the United States. Okay. Is this needed to avoid potential abandonment of re-entry? Or yes, it do. You understand? So guys, you got to be on the right track at all times. Okay. Here's more detailed explanation. Up to 1 year. If you plan to stay outside of the United States for less than 1 year, you can simply return to the US with your green card and passport. Okay? More than 1 year. If you plan to stay outside of the United States for more than 1 year, you should apply for a re-entry permit, Form I-131, before leaving the United States. This permit allowed you to re-enter the country for up to 2 years. You understand? So guys, if you leave the country and you plan to leave for a long period of time, I would recommend you to apply for the I-131. So when you're coming back here, you have no problem with USCIS or CBP. You understand? Okay, so guys, one more thing. So you remember the vice principal of GC Foster College, Mr. Gibbs Williams. He was unalive in October of 2023. So one of the person who charged in his unalive succumbed to his injury in hospital, in the Spanish Town Hospital. He was behind bars, and the reports said suspect in Gibbs Williams unalive died in hospital after falling ill in lockup. And it continued to say 1 of 3 men charged for the October 2023 unalive of Gibbs Williams, vice principal of GC Foster College, died on Monday morning in the Greater Portmore lockup in St. Catherine. Our news center was informed that the prisoner, Jerome Hales, became ill at the lockup and was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital for treatment, but he was pronounced unalive on arrival at the medical facility. So he did not make it. You understand? So we're not rejoice about that. But let me see if we do everything we come do. I think we have border security. Canada travel agents are urging clients to reconsider U.S. trip due to safety and detention risk. Clients are canceling plans following reports of tourists being detained by ICE U.S. immigration. Additionally, international governments are issuing travel warning, citing U.S. uncertainty. Canada travelers have shared traumatic detention experience. So, persons from Canada, Canadian citizens, were detained by ICE, and they are sharing their traumatic experience behind bars for the time that they were held. So the Canadian government is asking their citizens to be more cautious and to act with leniency and be careful of how they travel to America. And it says, after the U.S. government intensified crackdown on immigration along with increased border security restriction entry or detaining tourists. More Canadian travel agencies are advising clients to cancel travel to the United States, citing safety and detention concern as part of a report. So the agencies that book the flights and stuff like that and trips for persons are in Canada is asking the Canadian citizens to reconsider their trip to the United States, and some of them must do the right thing, cancel their trip and go elsewhere to visit elsewhere. Tourists, all right, tourists are warned and have also canceled plans after reports emerged that the United States Immigration and Custom Enforcement (ICE) has detained at least 4 tourists, 3 from Europe and 1 from Canada, reported. So they detain three European tourists and 1 Canadian tourist, and it's sparking a lot of things going on right now, guys. So guys, listen to me now. Listen to me now. We are waiting for Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica. We are waiting for Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, to reply to the the Americans. You understand? Yeah, about the Cubans in Jamaica, because the Cuban have done so much for our country. And guys, we have a lot to talk about, about this same and Jonas, but we are gonna wait first because we're gonna talk about other stuff. We're not gonna talk what we're gonna talk about, but we have a lot more coming up. So guys, stay tuned. Or without demonstrating intent to return, you may be considered to have abandoned your permanent resident status. So if you stay outside the United States without any any form of information, it seems that you abandoned your status, your permanent resident status. You understand? And it continues to say the final part of it. When re-entering the United States, you will be asked to present your green card and passport for inspection, and may ask questions about your trip abroad and your life in the United States of America. Sorry, guys. So, guys, be on the safe side. If you don't have to travel, you don't need to. Second thing, if you're going to travel for more than a month or even 2 months, you must know the reason of your trip. So when you come back to the United States and the CBP officer asks you questions, you're able to answer these questions and make sure it be truthful and it be the right thing you're telling the CBP officer, not any lies. You understand? All right. So guys, we're gonna continue now. Okay, this is Canada. All right. The Canadian Prime Minister said that they're under threat from Trump. Canada calls snaps election for April 28th. And then, guys, I don't know if you heard about what's going on or what's happening in the Caribbean right now. With it's alleged that the leaders in the Caribbean are forced by the U.S. president or the U.S. Or the Trump administration, I should say, to abandon the Cuban doctors and the Cuban nurses that are currently in the Caribbean helping patients of these Caribbean nations that are ill in hospitals, and patients that are doing surgery and every different kind of medical needs. So the Grenada finance minister says he will give up his United States visa and stand behind Cuba. So it's alleged that the U.S. is threatening the leaders of the Caribbean or the leaders of CARICOM. If they don't abandon Cuban doctors and nurses, they will sanction them by relieve them of their visa to enter the United States. But most of the leaders in the Caribbean, especially the Trinidadian Prime Minister and the St. Vincent Prime Minister and others, the Barbados Prime Minister, Miss Mia Mottley, also claimed that she's willing to give up her visa from the United States. But to continue with the Grenada Finance Minister. Okay, so the Grenada Finance Minister said, if it means that we have to give up our visa right to the United States to make sure that the Grenadians stand behind Cuba as one of the countries that support Grenada in thick and thin, so be it. I am permanently one of the person who guaranteed from Cuba, and as such, I have a moral obligation to support the Cubans in every way. So I want to say to the finance minister of Grenada, Mr. Dennis Cornwall, use a man with integrity and use a man with dignity. And you do not forget where you are coming from, and you do not show away a stick before you cross the water. Because with these words, it's tell you that this man have integrity, and this man is a true believer of Christ. This man will not abandon or give up the Cubans and also fail the people of Grenada. He will stand behind the Cubans and the Grenadian people. And guys, we continue to say U.S. Secretary of State to visit Jamaica Wednesday. Marco Rubio is going to Jamaica on Wednesday. He will have a talk with the Prime Minister. Not sure what it's about, but the people of Jamaica is waiting for the Prime Minister to answer to the heads of state about the Cuban doctors and nurses that are currently in Jamaica, helping the Jamaican doctors and nurses. Because remember, Jamaica is short of nurses and doctors at this moment, also teachers. And these doctors and nurses are there to fill that gap and to make sure that the hospital does not run dry. So at least these doctors and nurses playing a significant role in the health care or in the health facility in Jamaica to make sure our medical staff have enough person to stand and to keep the country flowing in the right direction.